Imagine losing a loved one and being stuck in court for months. This is not something you want to add to your plate. I'm Sarah Siedentopf. I'm an estate planning attorney in Atlanta, Georgia. We've helped many clients either avoid probate or potentially avoid probate, given that most of my clients are alive and doing great, just living with the peace of knowing that if something does happen, they're covered, their families are covered. I do want to specifically talk about John, of course, not his real name, but a real client. John came in knowing that he did have a limited amount of time. He also wanted to make sure that his grandson was the one in charge. Trust's especially important when we are skipping what people think of as the normal flow. If you want someone who's sort of outside, so we're skipping the children and moving on to a grandchild, if we're appointing a friend or something like that, as opposed to spouse or children, incredibly important to make sure that those things happen easily. So we were able to go through his assets. We set up a trust that said exactly what he wanted it to say, and we set up a list of what things he needed to make sure were funded in what particular ways so that he could take those steps. We were able to do it very quickly for him because he did have limited time, and sign it with him, giving him the peace of mind that his assets were going to go to the right place, namely his grandson, and that there wasn't going to be courts involved, waiting periods involved, tug of war involved. And so after his passing, his grandson did reach out a couple of times for a couple pieces of advice, but there was no going to court. There was no extended waiting periods. There were no legal tussles with family members who expected something that they didn't get. So we were able to make sure that John got exactly what he wanted and that it went smoothly and easily without causing a bunch of hassles, a bunch of headaches, a bunch of stress for the people that he cared about. If this is something that you want for yourself, to know that things are going to be taken care of, there is not going to be unnecessary extra stress, extra to-dos, please give us a call. We'd love to talk about trusts and how we can protect both you and your loved ones through them.